What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more acid-techno, and we're back with one of my favorite tracks of all time. Not even kidding. I suppose there's a very large pantheon of tunes which make that cut, so we'd be talking about scores or at least dozens of tracks. But yeah, this is really up there, and one of the people involved is one of my all-time favorite artists, and it's a collaboration with another person whom an entire label displays their acid-techno qualities. I'm talking about Mr. Burns and the Geezer. We're going to listen to a tune that is not on Mr. Burns' Skankadelic label, Mr. Burns being Gavin Butler, a guy who sort of, apparently he was playing at a club night, I think in like Banbury, called Skankadelic, and then eventually reached out to Guy McGaffer, and they started a label, Skankadelic, to encapsulate the sound that Mr. Burns was trying to play at that club night. But yeah, it's, the entire label is just stone cold quality. Like, every record is worth owning. I think I mentioned when I reviewed the label under my Mr. Tom Servo Discogs account, I think I said like maybe number 8 is the weakest, but When Push Comes to Shove by the Geezer on that release is excellent. So, even the weakest record on Skankadelic has an excellent tune. But this is Mr. Burns and the Geezer going to WahWah, the sort of, upfront, real, like, having it acid-techno London style sub-label of Stay Up Forever. And this tune that we're going to listen to is called Bedroom Poppadoms. Was listening to like a football YouTube channel where they talk about the Premier League and a bunch of other things, and he mentioned the term Poppadoms, and I was like, oh man, you know what, I gotta react to that tune. So yeah, this came out, what year is this? I'm gonna guess 05 or 06, because that's when the Skankadelic label was going, but let's just check it out really quick. WahWah, Mr. Burns. But yeah, the tune, or the release is called Skanky Hanky EP. I don't know if I really made a big deal about it, but I do actually have 2 copies. That's how much I love this release. But yeah, the tune, 2004. So 2004 is like sort of the early part of the Skankadelic label. But yeah, so we're going to listen to a tune called Bedroom Poppadoms, which tells a story about the 303, the Roland TB, meaning transistorized bass, 303, produced in the early 80s and responsible for at least the original version of the sound we all now call acid, which has now, a number of hardware and software clones that make similar, or in some cases very, very similar sounds. Nevertheless, this song, or this track, has a discussion of the 303.
A long time ago, the 303 was born in a lost city called Chicago.
Born in a lost city called Chicago. Well, I don't know about lost city. We know where it is. I have actually been there, although I was just in the airport for like a few hours. O'Hare. Nevertheless, for those of you who know the story, this will be redundant, but 303 was originally made to supplement, to have an ability to make a bass without actually hiring a bass player, and I think it was intended to help disco producers and so on. But some people in Chicago who went by the name Future started manipulating it and seeing the extreme sounds that the modulation allowed them to create. They eventually put a name on one of the tunes that they were creating with this sound called Acid Tracks. That inspired more acid house. Eventually acid house hit big in the UK, across the pond, leading eventually, not just the UK, but other places, Germany and so on, leading to acid trance and acid techno eventually as they emerged and began to differentiate. There's a long sort of Skankadelic style intro in this tune, which is why I'm telling this story, and indeed, I don't know how many Skankadelic reactions I have up on this channel. I think at least a few, and there's some others from my old channel that I might put up here. All Skankadelic tunes have a long, sort of stripped down intro. They're very DJ friendly. But to the point where I would not mix in from the very beginning. I'd mix in after, the first 128 maybe. Now this secondary intro is fucking what I mean when I say secondary intro. Let's get that sample again. got energy, but it's like focused and determined. Not worried about style, but aggressive substance. And yes, this is very much in the style of the acid-techno and Skankadelic. Listen to those cymbals. But it's in what I sometimes call Geezer's second phase, where the kick drums were a little heavier and thumpier. The acid, in particular, has this like transformer layer, which that it's gonna get louder, but that's the sort of layer that constitutes a lot of Geezer's work during this period. And in the background we have these almost like a like industrial elevator in a factory or something. Now we have like a higher kind of chirpier layer over the transformer layer, and now it's bubbling and flaring. Meanwhile, the transformer behind it continues its work. Those cymbals, right? Acid's coming for you in the breakdown. But now we're going to get these big industrial kind of mechanical sounds like exo-suits moving around. They're coming. And the vibe, serious, intense, determined. Factory sirens, mechanical robotic acid work. This fucking crap. Sorry I'm so profane, but this tune warrants it. Siren element is a great addition to the back half. Kind of lasery, sharp 303 work. Singing out now. And all the while the transformer. We still got a level to go, yeah. Acid devastation on anyone listening. And now the acid ride out, characteristic of any skank tune. Like pretty much every skank record, at least one of the tunes, if not both, will have a real kind of acid ride out at the end where it's like similar to the acid that came before, but in a little bit more of a like, let me just kind of solo it now. And that's what we get on the way out the door. And so it is with this one on WahWah. I apologize, I talked over some of it, but yeah, there's several characteristics for a lot of the skank tunes. Long, sort of stripped out intros, rich, lush, like transformer acid, and a really prominent kind of like
stylistic acid ride out on the way into the outro. They did a remix on Stay It Forever of General Narcotic by trapeze artist. Very similar formula, very devastating tune. I reacted to it on my old channel, I don't think it's up here. Same thing with their remix of Mad Cows on Acid by DDR and the Geezer, which is on Smitten Is Dead. Very similar formula. But hey, if it ain't broke, don't reinvent the wheel to mix my metaphors. Brilliant. Yeah, there's a reason I have 2 copies of that. I think I had one just at some point. I got it in a record shop, and then I remember when I started buying records on the Stay It Forever site, at some point another one became available. I was like, shunk, I'm buying that in addition to whatever else I'm buying right now. So yeah, big ups to them, big ups to Mr. Burns and the Geezer. As I mentioned in a couple other videos where I reacted to Skankadelic tunes, Mr. Burns started the label, eventually started another label that was a bit less acid heavy, bit more like techno oriented, called Blipped. Although there is acid on it. I mean, the Blip 2, there's a tune by Geezer and Chino, and it has acid, and that one's like excellent. I think it could have been on a Skankadelic release. But generally speaking, the label is more techno heavy, so I have 2 of the Blips. I think there's 4. But yeah, I don't think it was quite as good as Skankadelic for someone like me who was really about the acid sound. But yeah, if you like the sort of techno-heavy percussion sonics, then you might like some Blipped. And again, I did react to that tune from Geezer and Chino. Again, I don't know if it's up on this new channel. That one was a good reaction, though. I felt like I probably won't redo that one, so I'll try to get that one up on the channel soon. But yeah, let me know what you think about this track. There's another one on the other side called Wank Crackers. You know, draw your own conclusions as to what that might be. But yeah, it's another tune that's excellent. I don't think it's quite, I think it's like a regular A, like a 95%, whereas this one I'd put it in like 98, 99%. It's really one of my faves, so I do think the other track is good, if not quite as good as this one. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if there's another Skank tune that even on my old channel I didn't react to. I have done some that I don't think are up here yet. I'm trying to remember if High Grade Acid is. I think maybe it is. I mean, this whole thing with 2 channels, it made it really confusing. Like, again, I try to keep a lot of like plates spinning in my head at the same time. Normally I can kind of function that way, but every once in a while when, you know, someone throws a monkey wrench at me, it's like, oh crap, now like, was that in the other one or in this one? And some of the plates start to fall. So I don't remember if I've reacted to some of the Skankadelic tunes on this new channel or if I've uploaded the old reactions. But either way, there's more Skank tunes coming, and let me know if there's one you'd like to hear in particular. Other than that, thank you for listening and watching. Have a good day, have a good night. I'll see you next time.